Good morning. Nice to be back. I've been a little bit busy. My apologies. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about this morning. The first thing is Queen Street. I actually have heard that there's going to be a temporary makeover of Queen Street, Campbelltown. The first thing is I've got to say thank you to the council and praise the council for doing that. But I got to add a little bit of criticism too. It's over 3 years ago that the council announced Reimagine Campbelltown. You know what? Part of Reimagine Campbelltown was basically a rebuilding of Queen Street. In that 3+ years, we've heard hardly anything. The temporary makeover is welcome, but let's get on with Reimagine Campbelltown. I've got to say though that there are a couple of things starting to happen in the downtown area of Campbelltown which are encouraging. The old squash courts in Dumaresq Street have been demolished, and there's a 14-storey development that's being undertaken there now, and I understand it's moving very quickly. The RSL Club has an approval for their site on Queen Street, and let's hope they start to move quickly. The DFO site at the the northern end of Campbelltown has got a concept approval, and I understand that the developers A-Land are looking to move as quickly as possible. Let's hope they do. It's only with population that the Queen Street area, where I was born and actually raised, the Queen Street area is going to become good again, and the whole of downtown Campbelltown will be reimagined. It will be much better. Another thing I wanted to touch on is what's happening with the Indian COVID crisis at the moment. And I don't mean what's happening in India, I mean what's happening in Australia. I fully understand the government restricting or preventing foreign nationals coming into Australia from India at the moment for the obvious reasons. The crisis is devastating. But Australian citizens, really, should we be denying our own countrymen the right to come back to their country? Whether or not they were born in Australia, whether they're naturalised Australians, is absolutely irrelevant. We are, the government are, responsible, and the government has a responsibility to see that they get out of harm's way. They should be allowed to come in. Of course, they would have to go through quarantine, but they should be allowed to come in and come back home to Australia. Finally, the vaccination is starting to ramp up in the whole of the country, which is great. And from yesterday, over 50s have the AstraZeneca vaccine available. I've had it, my wife's had it, and many people that I know have had it. And I encourage everyone to go and get the vaccination. The risk is so minimal as to be almost totally ignore it. Don't worry about it. And the benefit that we're going to get, not just for us as individuals, but for us as a nation, is going to be fantastic eventually. We need about 78-79% to get herd immunity, 78-79% fully vaccinated to get herd immunity. And if people elect not to do it for their own concerns about the risks, then they're putting at risk the rest of the nation. So I encourage you to get onto it and do it. Otherwise, stay well and keep well.